that you came to party, baby, 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 baby. Look like we gon' lead this party with somebody else's lady. I know that you came to party, baby, baby.
Welcome to the Roast Battle.
Look like we gon' lead this party with somebody.
Immediately fucked up.
Guy, fuck.
I'm late. I throw off the entire rhythm.
No, that's the norm. What are you talking about? You would have showed up on time, it would have thrown off the rhythm. Welcome to Roasted New York. I'm Scott Hall.
I'm Dan Wickes.
And today's guest is one of the most respected roast battlers in New York City, a former New York Roast Battle Champion, a Roast Battle League MVP, and has represented in New York in some of the biggest stages in roasting, including Roast Battle League World Championship, the Netflix is a Joke Festival, and his own YouTube channel, a video right now blowing up exploring the conservative coffee fantasy, which is hilarious.
Wow. Which is a sexual thing. Right?
Yeah. Mr. John Ajodah, everybody.
Yeah, congrats. Here you go, everybody. You've been asking for John forever. We got him, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, you are the most requested guest.
Well, we did this when it was a different podcast, and that was just never uploaded.
Hey.
So like 2 years ago.
Speaking of, John, the question everyone wants to know. Half A button press.
You stepped on my You stepped on my bit. I was gonna say we normally start the show off with us arguing, and I do have a great argument for us today. The half A press controversy comes from Super Mario 64 speedrunning community.
Yes.
In a challenge to beat the game in as few jumps as possible, some players argue that pressing the A button isn't a single action.
I mean, already you're fucking up. It's not the speedrunning community. It's the one-star run community. It's a totally different thing. The time doesn't matter.
I know.
The button press community.
I was immediately in too deep.
I
tried to do
I'm
research,
assuming for the viewer at
and
home,
the nerds have beaten me.
Yeah, for the viewer at home, there's this YouTube video. First of all, there's a community of people trying to beat Super Mario 64 in as little A button presses as possible, right? So it's about how to. And this one guy had a massive video blow up where he argues he can beat a certain level in like 1.5 or 2.5 A button presses.
A press is an A press. You can't say it's only a half. Well, TJ, Henry, Yoshi, hear me out. An A press actually has 3 parts to it. When A is pressed, when A is held, and when A is released. And together, this forms one complete A press. Now, usually it's the pressing that's useful, because that's the only part that makes Mario jump. However, sometimes it's sufficient to just use the holding part, which allows Mario to do little kicks, to swim in water, to fall slowly while twirling, and to fall slowly with the wing cap. And as for the release, well, there's currently no cases where that's useful or important, so don't worry about that part.
Right? Now, I argue there is, in fact, he explains how there is such a thing as half an A button press. I would argue not possible.
I think it is very brave of John to talk about this on video, to just be so confidently wrong and leave a record of himself. Even though this has been settled science for like almost a decade now.
No, I just don't accept. I can accept the premise of. First of all, let me take that back. I reject the idea of half an A button press. It's like saying there's half a hole. There's no such. You can't have half of a hole.
I knew a girl that had half a hole.
Yeah. Not in Bangkok, but you have the. It's A button. Once your finger touches the A button and engages whatever programming animation or whatever happens when you press, that is the A button press.
He explained
the
logic.
That you hold on to it.
Yeah, the argument is that you start the level with the button already down.
I don't know if I buy that.
It's because you're playing. So it's because you get your. So he's treating it like it's one level play, right? And it's the amount to be in one level play. That's how many presses. But the guy in the video, it's the full game.
Okay.
No, but from if I remember correctly, his argument is for this particular level, he does it in half a button press. Yeah. But the level exists in the context of the whole game. So yeah, okay, in that case, anything can be half of anything. Then he's playing half of a video game in that, or a whatever percentage of a video game.
But he's not playing half of a video game. He's very clear that he's playing the full game. This is a full game run.
Right. Okay. So then you can just divide it. Then why not a third of a button press?
Yeah.
Because it's not a third of a button press.
Yeah,
it's
but the
half.
way I held it the third of a time.
You held it. It's about he pushed it. It's
no,
down.
I understand.
It's on or up. It's a binary state, 1 or 0. There's no third.
But if it's a
What's
binary
the third
state,
state?
How's there a half?
Exactly.
Because it's
Is he doing quantum A button presses?
No, it's down. It's neither up or down.
How do you jump
when
if the
one
button?
So how
if
can-
you're
how can
holding
it be
the button
binary
down,
and
how
One
does
then-
it
press
jump?
is 2 motions. One press is down and up. He did down. That's half.
That's the press.
Yeah.
Then you could. So then are you counting the presses or the releases of the button also then should count?
Well, isn't the press is a jump? Yes.
So when you as soon as you press the button down, Mario jumps.
So what
And
does
then-
holding it down have anything to do with anything? Is that like
Because
when he
he's
lets
playing.
it go, he jumps?
It's because he's playing the entire game. So he explains it like there are certain actions that Mario does when you press the button. There are certain actions that happen when it's already held down, and there are certain actions that happens when it's released. But he goes in the level with it already held down. So that means it's doing certain things that he needs Mario to do in order to complete
Right, so
this
that
level.
half of a button press that he's talking about is in the context of a larger full button press. So then it's half of an animation, or it's half of a loading time, or it's half of so then anything can be half. So there's no such thing as half the button, because you can't do half of a button press.
Should we watch
a-
him? I don't. I'll cut it. Well, this is definitely a clip.
It's like
this is definitely going on YouTube as
it's
a.
like
I don't know if you guys want.
epistemologically-
I don't think you guys want this as a clip because you look very stupid here.
No, first of all, the video's 25
You look
minutes
very
long, so we're just gonna sit here
closed-minded.
for a while. But if you just say I'm only counting the time frame in which half of the action occurs, then sure. it's
John,
half
he's
of a button.
playing the full game,
I
and he's
understand.
talking about how many times he's pressing the button
Right.
from when he starts the game till he gets his last star.
Right.
It is
So that but then he has let's say he did the whole game in 4 button presses.
yes.
Then there's 8 halves of button presses happening, just in the sense that you can divide a number by 2.
But it's not just in the sense you can divide the number
What
by
is the
2. There are
gap-
certain actions that he discovered he could do while the button was already down. That's what the point of the video is.
What
Right,
is-
but that's not half. That's like a programming thing. That's not half of the button pressing.
The entire one-star run community is based on programming things. It's about finding glitches.
No. What I'm saying is
Fair.
what occurs when a game, there's like variation, sure, between holding it, coming into the level, not pressing the button, holding it down or tapping it or whatever. I understand that, right? Pressing and holding, pressing and tapping and not tapping it are all, or not tapping it, but are all full button presses regardless. So what happens if I held the button down the whole time and I managed to beat the game and I held the button down till I died? Would you say that was half of a button press for my entire life?
No, because it rounds up. He explains this literally in the video
So
that
how-
you're speaking so
So
confidently on.
how can it round up and then be half?
He's
It
saying
only rounds up when it's convenient.
no. He literally explains this. He literally explains this in the video.
Okay, what,
In a single star run, in a 1-star run, it rounds up because you pressed it once. But in the full game, it rounds down because you don't need to press it again. You already pressed it. It's baked in.
Right, but he's choosing to ignore in the one level, watch for falling rocks or whatever it's called. He's just choosing to ignore. Yeah, sure.
You're choosing to ignore his logic. He
No,
explains
listen,
this.
because no. Because yeah, it's half of a button press because he just stops counting before the full button press is completed.
No, it's because he's counting how many butt presses from the beginning of the game to the end of the game.
Right.
He pressed the button while he was in the stage select screen or somewhere else, and he was able to hold it down and complete the level without lifting it up. And
But
he
that's
gets
the
to
same.
bake
Okay,
that
like
in.
let's say it's like a timeline on a movie, like in Adobe Premiere or something, right? And when he's filming this, right? So before he loads into the level, it's pressed, right? And then by the time, whenever he disengages it, when he counts, it's a full button press. That's one button press, right?
Yes.
So then in between, in the middle, he's engaging, he's playing the level. That's just a subsection of a full button press. It's all the same. It's not its own individual half of a button press. It's just the button press, and he's cutting the timeline short to make
He's
it.
not cutting the timeline short. The timeline is not one level. The timeline is a full game.
Right. No, but I'm saying the timeline in the sense of the record of all the button presses that happened. He's just cut that out, those frames, and saying like this is half of a button press, as if that could be isolated in itself without the greater context of the full
John,
button.
we did not just fall out of a coconut tree.
There's no such. There can't be. I agree with Yoshi, whatever the commenter that he dunks on for that whole video, Yoshi 124 or whatever. He's right. You can't have half a button press.
One of the most like comics on this Reddit thread is, can this guy like study quantum physics or something?
I do wonder how many scientific advancements we've lost because of the speedrunning community and similar things.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that he's not beating the level without completing a button press. I understand that. But that is happening within one full button press.
But that's not what he's saying.
Maybe I missed something, but one of the things I don't understand is how he triggers or postpones the PU jumps.
The parallel universe jumps.
Why doesn't he immediately leap into a parallel universe every time his speed would put him in a valid position?
I think it was because he was running into the wall properly. But
It's not
a dumb question. It's a smart question because I don't have an answer for it. It's pretty complicated because this stuff is based on like very complicated glitches, and it took a very long time for people to find this stuff out.
He uses an emulator and emulator hacks.
Okay, they think he's a fraud.
I don't know enough about it, but
I think that's the hater. I don't think he's a fraud.
We were discussing bricks and minifig situation.
Yeah.
We're gonna let the YouTubers. We're gonna let the YouTube dictate the rest of this argument.
There's no such thing as half a button press. It's only you just stop perceiving after.
John, you're about to get cooked in the comments.
No.
As someone who doesn't play these games or like isn't really into the, I really kind of don't know what you're talking about. The idea of a half button press seems retarded to me, and just like. Unless there is a trick, which these games are old enough to where that doesn't exist, like some kind of tension situation where it does different things.
Yeah,
like
if there was like a pressure-sensitive gradient,
which
or
does
whatever.
exist now.
Yeah.
Like
I
on,
would
on
still
PlayStation
say that's even a button press. Like, when you like tilt the stick a little bit, your character walks.
But Scott,
it's just a different type of button press.
Yeah.
But Scott, you get the idea that like you're playing a full game, right? Say it's 4 levels, and you press the A button on the first level, and you hold it down all the way through.
That seems like an insane way to play a game.
But that's what the community is.
The
community is literally, it's an insane thing to do. Single star runs is a mentally ill thing to do. That's what they're doing. That's what we're discussing.
Yeah, well, it sounds mentally ill.
Yeah, but see, like you have that button held down, right? You're playing the full game, right? Would you count that as 4 button presses because of every time you start a new level, or is that 1 button press?
4.
No.
Well, okay. I see. I'm trying to think of an analogy.
It's still
for
a press, though. He pressed the
one
button.
press.
I think
it's
it's
a half.
like,
Where's the half come in?
Because
he didn't release it.
Well, let's say
you press it down. That's a press.
Let's say you press it, but it's because he's holding it down, right? Let's say look at it this way. What if he enters the level, right? So you press it once at the start, right? You're holding it down for level 1, then you're in level 2, and you have to press it again. That's a second press, but then you hold it down through level 3. Now for levels 2 and 3, it's 1 press, 2 levels. It's half a press.
That's dividing it among the averages. Sure.
Because because it's a full game run. You have to divide it.
Yeah, if you're breaking it down like that, but it's still there was no action that took place. That's called half.
There is an action. It's being held down.
When people say
I agree with what he's saying.
When
it's
people
like
say the average family has 2.5 kids, for example, you know what I mean? When talking about population, there's not a torso in a family.
Yeah,
you've averaged out the number of full people.
Yeah, it only exists in a mathematical
right.
Yeah,
the actual
equation.
physical world.
But this is a mathematical equation.
Yeah, but the idea that a half button press is a thing in reality on its own doesn't exist.
Can you show me on your phone or on a remote on a thing? Can you execute half a button press?
I can execute half a rotary turn.
Yeah, sure.
So
because we understand the full circle is a full return. Everyone understands.
Well, not even. No, that's not what I mean. Like say a turn to 1, so you hit 1 and then you release, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say I just go to 1.
That's still an action. That's still a turn.
That's half, and now I just hold it there. That's half. I did half of it.
No, because it's already
all the way to 1.
No, the full action is not turning it to 1. The full action is turning to 1 and releasing it.
I don't think so.
The releasing it doesn't
undo the turn.
Yeah.
Not.
And
well,
also,
it does there mechanically, but that's not the point.
That is the point. That's literally the point. That's how the controller works.
But based on the level thing you're saying is that's only half. The button press you're saying only becomes half because he held it through 2 levels.
Yes.
That's what it is.
So that's irrelevant. What you just said.
No, it's the
because
same
he
thing.
Released the thing.
If this was my
what is him
controller, if I
doing
play a Mario game where I control it by turning a rotary phone, then that would be the same mechanic.
But you're saying that makes it half because he didn't release it.
Yes.
But what makes it half in the game is because there's 2 levels.
Yes.
So what does
So
releasing
then you
it have
can't
to do
do
with
a
anything?
one level with half a turn.
He's not, but he's saying in the context of a full game run.
It's averaged out, sure.
Yes.
Sure, but he didn't.
He's doing
he
full
did,
game
he
runs.
did not mechanically execute half of a button press.
He's saying in the context of a full game run, he's very clear about this.
So he doesn't make. I mean, I have to watch the video. Dan's looking at me for some kind of confirmation. I can't be
because I feel like you're coming. I feel like you're coming around. I feel like I'm getting
okay,
you.
no, in
I
speedrunning.
feel like it's semantics. This guy is just trying to pull off some game.
And I'm also doing this because I'm trying to
it's like refurbishing a system and putting tape over it and being like, this is how it works.
I'm not trying to get one over on you. I'm trying to get one over on him. He's a lost cause. He's stubborn. He's made up his mind. He chooses to live in the darkness. You are open-minded.
Out of all the arguments I've never been willing to concede, this might be the one where I will put no fight up. But the idea of it, based on the way it's being explained to me, I have to take John's side. Because unless you're saying that it only exists because of math, which is fine, but then it's just
that is what he's saying.
Yeah, but that's just bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
Not real. That's
it
not
is real.
Well, it's like if we go back to the regular.
I mean, it's literally a math question.
Yeah, but it's not a half.
But it is a math question. He's answering a math question.
The way it's being categorized.
It's half of a button press.
Sure.
It's not half a button press.
It's the same thing.
It's not a half button press. Yeah. It is being. It's like when they name a bill the Freedom Bill and they just go through all your stuff.
That's not even close to this what we're talking about.
I just feel like the name of it is misconstruing what it actually is.
Well, if you go back to like the regular speedrun community, people do full game speedruns, and then also sometimes they'll grind out individual levels or
semantic
something.
error, not speedrun.
I know, I understand. All right, don't.
I mean, this stuff's very important.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying like people will like grind out individual levels or like laps in Mario Kart or something. But then there's also like the full Grand Prix speedruns. So you can't take like your best, and then what's a faux pas in the speedrunning community is to splice together your best takes and then present it as one full run, right? That's wrong to do.
Fair.
So this guy saying he has half a button press is taking the full game run and then cutting out a part of it and then presenting it as its own thing.
But he's not doing that because he's not taking it out because it is a full game run. It's in the context of a full game run. He's very clear about that.
So it's only half a button press because he didn't get to the part where he finishes pressing the button.
Because it's a different level.
Right. But if you were to...
Because the level ended.
Yes.
If you were to do a individual level minimum button press thing, that button press would still count as one. You couldn't...
He says this.
Yeah.
He says that in the video.
Okay.
He says if it's a single star run, it rounds up. If it's a full game run, it rounds down.
Sure. Okay, but then you could say that for anything.
No.
Yes, you could say anything's half of it. Then I would say I can do it in a third of a button press.
You can't, because you literally can't. There's not 3 parts of it.
There's 3 states. Well, I cut the video in a third, and that's the third of the action was completed.
A third of the action was not completed.
If a third of the animation,
if you ran it through 3 levels, it's a third of.
If you had the button in,
well, how about that? If I managed to complete 3 levels with 1 button press, could I have said I did it in a third of a button press?
No, because it's either up or down. Those are the states.
But they only exist. The half only exists. Has nothing to do with the states. It's because
it has everything to do
Mario
with the states.
jumps as soon as you press it. Nothing happens when you release the button.
Yes, it does. Be my second question.
No, something happens when the button's held down. That's the whole point.
No, but when you release it, does it do anything?
Yes. I can't remember exactly what, but
I don't think so.
This.
I think as soon as you press the button, Mario jumps. And if you hold it down, I don't think there's another action.
There are other actions. This is the entire point of the video. He discovered that there are other actions.
Well, let's agree that you're gay and wrong. How about that? Can we reach a middle ground there?
We've come to a conclusion.
Yeah.
I see we've come to a consensus.
I think this is the very often like Dan's right, but we hate the way that he's being right.
No. I just don't like the way. Okay, here's my final.
We're tired of trying to convince Dan he's not.
This is my final argument. Averaged out across the entire run, yes, that's half a thing just because you've decided to average the total number of things out.
It's not just because you've decided. That was literally what the purpose of the video was.
But that's what he sounds like. What everything being described, that sounds like that what's happening. And the 3 level thing makes sense as to why it would be a third of a
But
button
that is
press.
what's happening. That's why the video exists.
But you're saying that it's because that there's like a down and release.
Yes, he says this. in the
Okay,
video.
is it because there's a down and release, or is it because there's 2 levels? What
No,
makes it a
it's-
half button press?
It's both.
So why
It's
is that a
maybe both.
quarter then?
Yes, it is. Because the point is that the states exist.
So what happens if it's 2 things but it's 3 levels? Because if it's both, then there has to be some accounting being taken into the fact that it's 3 levels.
No, it's either that it happens or it doesn't.
So then, the two level thing is irrelevant.
It's very relevant because the point is here. It's not the fact that it's 2 divided by 2. It's that it's already down, so you don't add 1 more. It's not that you're dividing it in half. It's that you're not doing a plus 1.
This guy wants to have his cake and eat it too, and I don't like it.
I'm not trying to have my
All
cake and eat it too.
My final point in my last 30 seconds before I walk.
You guys
out.
are, you guys
I
are
will
basically,
walk out.
you guys are
That's really what he
basically
brought you here
saying
for.
Hold on, we'll let
the
the
Earth
comments
is
decide.
flat.
Here-
That's
here-
what you're doing.
it
The
look-
Earth is flat. I don't care that someone said 2,000 years
Well,
ago
the
that
Earth is
it's
flat. We're not the Earth is flat.
This
I
is
don't know.
hard.
Really.
This is settled science.
This is my
I'm just
point.
throwing gas on
In
the
the
fire.
way-
Really. That's what I'm here for.
In the way people say the average family is 2.5 kids, there's no such thing as half a kid. In most cases, that is what this guy is counting half a
Brian
button.
Boucher.
Yeah, yeah, is counting half of a button press as, which is not in the real world a half of a button press. It's a full button press. He's just averaging it out. That's my point.
I agree with that.
I don't.
Yeah. Well, the comments, nerds, do your
Nerds,
thing.
yeah.
They're going to be on my side. This is settled science.
Science. I like that.
Someone it's not impossible that someone's written a PhD on this.
The
I'll
world
say,
we live
okay,
in.
this is the challenge. I will totally admit I'm wrong when someone goes outside and digs half of a hole. I will accept that there is half a button press.
There are 2 states of a
That's a good
hole. It's
point.
dug and it's filled.
That's
No,
not a hole. Whoa,
that's
no.
a bad argument. A hole's not a hole until it's filled? That makes no sense.
That's not a real argument, but maybe we call it grave. How about that?
I'll tell you, a hole.
A grave is not a grave until it's filled.
I was gonna do a reach
That's
with
deep.
a hole joke
Yeah.
that you would appreciate, but probably not. Speaking of nerd stuff, did you hear we were talking about the bricks and minifigs thing before this?
I didn't hear about that. What's that? It
I
sounds
don't know
interesting
if it's
to me
worth
though.
getting into.
I like it. It sounds interesting
Really?
to me.
I mean, do you know what bricks and minifigs is?
No.
They're essentially like the #1 resale, like Lego reseller in the
Okay.
world.
Yeah.
They screwed a guy in Salem, Oregon out of his. He gave up his dad's stuff. His dad was dying. They sold his Lego collection to consignment, so they hold on to it. They sell it for him. They give him a percentage back. That particular franchise got bought out, and they kept his stuff, didn't give it back, and didn't give him money. And then they sued him. They sued the guys sued the corporate office. They won, and instead of paying them their money back, they shut down the store. And then this guy named Reckless Ben, who's a YouTuber.
It's like Chapter 11.
Huh?
They just like
Yeah,
declared
they
filed
just closed
bankruptcy.
well, I don't know. I think they just closed the franchise. But this guy named Reckless Ben, YouTuber, made a video about it, and now they took him to court. There's like warrants out for his arrest now because like they're just fucking with him, trying to get him not to do this.
So how did the Mormons get involved in this situation?
The 2 guys that own it are LDS.
Okay.
So and they live in Utah. So when he went to sue them personally and corporate, they showed up at his house and they were trying to, because the legal process there is that they like you have to try to serve it and you have to try to like have a good faith conversation before taking it to court.
Okay.
And while he was trying to do that, they would call the police on him. So he'd pull up, they'd call the cops on him, and the cops are all LDS.
Oh shit! How
Oh
deep
shit!
does this go?
So it's a
Yeah.
Mormon mafia.
That's what they're saying.
Oh, I thought you
So-
were trying to say that like the Mormons are in the pocket of a Lego
Big Lego,
resale.
That's their strong arm.
I mean, the
Yeah, like-
existence,
Mormons?
Like
Yeah.
Scientology owns Mega Blocks or something.
Magic
in the-
underwear. Yeah.
the existence of Utah is crazy. Like, I'm not trying to like be judgmental or anything. Like, they probably have a lot of things right that we don't have right. But just the fact that there is like a religious
Caliphate.
Yeah.
Is it really? It's like 40 to 60% of people there are Mormon in Utah.
I don't know the numbers on it. I
think
wouldn't.
it's
I
like
thought we thought it'd be
90%
higher,
or
but yeah, I would have
Really?
thought it'd be higher.
Have you seen
But
the
it's-
Mormon Wives show?
No, they all seem like every other wives on those shows.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of like really hot blonde 20-year-old women on their like third child that they're and that's all they're in.
I also could be wrong about.
20-year-olds
I also could be
with
wrong
kids.
about this, but I think it might be the only section of Christianity that's growing.
Really?
Yeah, I could
Calling
be
it a
wrong
s-
about that. To be
Have you
clear.
seen Book of Mormon?
No,
Oh God,
It's great.
it's so worth.
I heard
You've
it's
seen
good,
it?
Yeah.
I
It's
walk by
so
the
worth
theater
watching.
every day on my way to work, and I think about it.
It is. I am not a musical guy, but that is something that is like I immediately in the middle of it, I was like, I have to see this again.
Yeah.
And it's just so South Park coded, obviously, but it's insane the way that they operate.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they were like a mafia though. This video makes it seem like they're very, very insular.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all of it, like, and they are growing. Like, you see, we got, like, I was at Dunkin' earlier. You see the dirty sodas?
No.
That's
Right here?
Mormon. Yeah, the more when you see dirty soda somewhere, that's like they add. I think it's like it's either milk or soda. They add it to something. That's the dirty thing, and that used to mean alcohol, but now Mormons have permeated the culture now that it's non-alcoholic.
It wasn't an alcoholic thing? Soda, milk, and
I would have
whatever?
thought so. No, dirty something would
Dirty
mean.
soda.
I think that would be what it means. Maybe
Well,
I'm
dirt,
wrong.
it doesn't. That usually means it has alcohol.
Yeah,
in it.
Dirty
Yeah,
Shirley.
but that's
That's
not
a
what it
normal
means
thing.
now. Like if you go into Dunkin', you get a dirty thing. It's like it's because they. I think it's because they add milk to it.
I think the people that are working there are the reason that it's dirty. If
Oh,
you know
is
what I'm
that- Are
saying,
you just being racist right now?
John.
All right.
Think about a half button press.
Yeah, you get the guy at the Baskin Robbins just sticking his hand in the ice cream.
Why are they making all the ice cream on the floor? I think he's sitting Indian style.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
But yeah, what's I was gonna say it's not just Dunkin' too. I've seen other places. I think they might have been McDonald's, but I can't remember exactly. But that's a Mormon thing.
I had a friend in school growing up that was Mormon, and we played football together, and he had his long johns that he would wear, and if you made fun of him, he would punch you in the chest.
Yeah. Like people talk about like soaking or whatever all the time, and it's like I get it, but it always bugged me that if you're gonna be that religious in the first place, that you're gonna wait till marriage first. That's fine, but then like soaking, it's like not that the act of doing it, but just
like
that you're
looking,
trying to like
looking for loopholes.
you're trying to trick God.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's very Jewish coded.
Yeah. It's like,
Tricking God.
No, I mean
Hey,
the
can you turn
entire
this light
religion. It's
switch on
based
me?
on we read the they read the Talmud, which are the rules, and then they argue about it. They try to see what's okay. Like you know what the
yeah.
you know that what do they call the wire the rope?
Yeah, that goes around Manhattan. or
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't know what that is.
So there's a so like on the Sabbath, you can't use electronics, right?
Right.
But there's like a carve out. I mean, it's not just electronics, but it's like you can do it if you're in your home.
Okay.
And the way that they try to trick God and say it's okay is they put a wire around Manhattan and around Brooklyn, so it's an extension of their Jewish home, so they get to still live in the world.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's like you're supposed to live this pious life or have like make some sort of sacrifice about sex or electricity or whatever, and you're trying to like weasel your way out
Yeah.
of it. That's not really, I mean, it's not in the spirit of the rule, which is the whole point of religion.
It might not be in the spirit of religion in general, but it is in the spirit of Judaism.
Yeah. To negotiate.
Just
Yeah.
to try to negotiate and be sneaky.
For real, that's why they're all lawyers. I mean, Jewish
Good
people would
lawyers
say
at that.
this, yeah.
Speaking
But
of
I just like to imagine God in heaven being like, "Oh, why didn't I think? I didn't think about if you don't thrust, it's not sex. Oh man, that you outsmarted the creator of the universe."
Are you a religious guy?
Not particularly. I don't think. I
You're-
went to a
you're-
baptism for the first time last week.
For what?
A baby.
As it was coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Someone you relate? You're Italian side?
just a friend had a child, and then they're Catholic, and then they invited me to the baptism. It was in Manhattan. It was really funny because they had like 9 or 10 other babies at the baptism. Because I've never been to like a church before. Well, not like for a service or anything. And
Just a protest.
just to like spray paint swastikas on them, and then anyway, like in Manhattan, there's so many fucking people that they have to like mass baptize babies in the church. Because I always imagine like in The Godfather, that scene where he becomes, it's like, you know, it's a private ceremony with your family and you get the whole church to yourself. But
Yeah.
the priest just had to like run through the ritual like 10 times in a row, just cranking them out. He stopped
Were
giving
they
them-
all just like families standing up there with their babies like
yeah,
in a line?
yeah. It was like a school dance recital or something where everyone just came and you had the whole church filled with people, and the guy's just like, all right, fucking.
You're done.
Yeah.
It's like
by the time he got
DMV.
to the 10th kid, he's like, whatever, just fucking.
You didn't fill out the right form. Go
Yeah.
back to the front.
Yeah.
What was your impression of the whole thing?
It was really nice. It was a church on the Upper East Side that was actually like really, really fancy on the inside, and then.
But the action of what's happening, does that throw you off? I went to a ceremony with my buddy who goes to church, and he was like, come to church with me one day. I was like, I'll go just to see because I haven't been
Yeah.
for it. And just being in there and all the matching outfits and the sage and stuff, I was like, what is happening?
What do you mean matching
boring,
outfits?
too.
Yeah, just wore a suit.
They,
No,
no,
he
no,
means-
no.
no,
The,
he means the priests, right? Yeah.
They wear matching robes.
How many priests? How many priests were in
I
your
agree
church?
with you.
It was a normal service.
Okay.
So
It's
they were like the kids and the
Yeah.
priest, and then the guy helping the second priest or whatever.
Yeah.
The assistant to the general
Yeah.
priest.
It's like a very arcane, like culty type thing that just it exists like it's normal. I agree with what
The
you're
thing I
saying.
came out with is just like I will never trust a group of people wearing matching outfits.
Yeah.
It's just a weird thing to have a bunch of people up there all wearing matching robes that is
Yeah.
like you would never wear anywhere else.
By the
with
way,
all this
everybody
stuff
buy
on it.
RBL merch.
Yeah.
Well, it's tradition. You know, it's a ceremonial guard. You don't want the priests dressing themselves.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
they're just gonna
assless chaps.
Come in with their tuxedo T-shirt on. or
Come in
whatever.
with their Bakugan.
Yeah.
Hey, kids.
You want them dressing the altar boys. Yeah.
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 But it
Daisy
was
Dukes.
nice. It was a nice little thing. I just thought it was really funny how they had to mass crank out baptisms for these babies.
Do you think that it hurt Do you think they got less baptized?
Yeah, the spiritual power
They had to share it with
is
them.
diluted. Yeah. Well,
Is there
I
a
would,
difference between a christening and a baptism?
The christening is the party after the baptism.
Oh wow.
is that true?
I thought so.
I don't know if that's not. I think
I think when you go to a christening, it's like that's like also a ceremony.
it's what.
No, I thought the christening is just whatever, like the celebration after.
I think that's a quinceanera.
You might be thinking of confirmation. Yeah.
No, confirmation is that's
'Cause-
a different. Oh yeah, you might be thinking of confirmation. Yeah,
No, confirmation.
I
Well,
think-
confirmation is when you're like officially a member of the Catholic
it's when you're like
Church.
13 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like our bar mitzvah, but it doesn't come with anything.
But
Interesting.
everyone I knew that was Catholic growing had like a big party after their confirmation. when
No,
they
that's
were-
not what I mean. I mean it
Yeah.
doesn't come with the
Yeah.
keys to society.
Yeah, yeah,
Not like a bris.
yeah.
Or a fucking what do they call it when they
Bar
drink?
mitzvah.
A bar mitzvah, yeah, exactly. Your family's not religious. Your mom, your flat earth
Well,
mom's not
my mom speaks directly to Jesus.
Is that
Yeah,
true?
so she doesn't. We never went to church. She told me as a kid that like she's just like you can go. I hated going to church growing up. She believes in God, but then she just told me when I was a teenager that they straight up touch kids. So I never went. And then
I like your mom.
Yeah, that was it. But then she's also a flat earther, so
Yeah.
Can we talk about your
yeah,
mom
so
a little
Scott
bit?
really
Yeah.
likes your mom.
yeah.
I'm not a flat earther. I had
How's
that.
your mom feel about the pyramids?
I don't
Oh
thi-
my god! Don't get, dude. All right, go ahead.
No.
This is my half
It's-
the A
it's
button
n-
press.
It's never come up in conversation. But
Really?
yeah, go ahead.
I just don't. I think they were there before the Egyptians. I think that they're
That reaction.
sure, but if you
Okay,
if
no, I'm
you-
listening. I'll hear the argument.
Well, the argument is that they're for energy, and if you look into the tombs and the
Okay.
different crevices and stuff inside of it, like they do have chemicals that would produce energy had the outside been limestone, which it was.
Right.
There's just all this evidence that they were to generate energy, and the idea that
By
they
energy,
were
do you mean
tombs-
like electricity or like psychic energy?
no, like gas.
Okay.
Some gas that produced energy, but
To power
and, well,
what?
And I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know what to power what. There are caverns underneath the pyramids that have been proven that they refused to do it because they would lose money if they started digging that stuff up.
I think it's one of the most interesting findings in the last century.
I am struggling to express in words just how significant of a discovery this is.
8 hollow cylindrical structures that are underneath the middle pyramid on the Giza Plateau.
With columns and coils around the columns. I'm like, what?
We have measured approximately over 1 kilometer of depth.
Over a kilometer
Yes,
of depth.
over.
Do you think
They're also mostly flooded, and they're going to completely flood. But there's a bunch of different
From all that
these
rain in the Sahara?
no, from underneath.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this, but the ground is there's water underneath the ground.
From the
son.
fluid leaking out of Scott's head.
Oh, suddenly we don't understand wells just because it's not Super Mario. Sorry.
From the Nile, I assume.
I like how we get into quantum physics when it regards a half A button press, but I bring up well water and there's some kind of
the
insane.
pyramids being older than the Egyptians is way more intelligent, way more.
But you don't. What do you think about this? Is a big leap, but it does have to do with it. But like, have you ever thought about like the Anunnaki or like how giants exist in every single? For real.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
the idea that every.
So uncomfortable.
I don't care. Yeah, no. Yeah. I mean, I don't walk around with this like.
Yeah.
I don't walk around with this pinging in my head, but the idea that like all of our history is correct is probably not right.
Right. No, fair enough. Do I think there was a time of gods and monsters walking amongst men?
Well,
probably. Well, also, okay. Well,
gods and monsters are defined by the people of the time, and usually gods and monsters are things people just don't understand.
Right.
Therefore, it could have been technologies or stuff they just didn't understand.
Yeah.
Well, there have been instances where these uncontacted tribes will see a plane and then build a statue of a plane.
Right.
And be like, we're praying to this pilot and this plane.
Right. No.
It's like the idea that has happened over time.
Sure.
And the idea that we have all the information and all of it's correct is also probably not right.
No, yeah, no.
So I am open to ideas, and the idea that there are monoliths that are similar that exist all over the world from civilizations that, by our own understanding, if you accept what you've been taught, should have not come in contact. Why do they have similar monoliths? Why are they structured the exact same way? And why do a lot of the cave paintings, whatever, the way that they made stuff, why are they all depict similar images?
Well, first of all, this is the plot of Prometheus. And then
I've never seen Prometheus.
It's where
I've never seen Prometheus, but I know that hurts my argument.
Yeah. Well, this just does.
I've only heard horrible things about that movie.
Yeah, no, it's ass. But,
Scott,
well,
I can save you, but you have to give me something.
No, I refuse.
You have to.
I won't make the deal. Whatever.
You don't even know what it is.
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah. When I think about conspiracies,
I'll whisper in your ear.
Nope, I won't. I don't want to know. That's the last thing I want.
I'll whisper. No one has to know, and no one will know that when you do it for me, that it's what you're doing.
Just say it out loud.
Just let me whisper in your ear.
Young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes for.
I have to let you what? I'm not doing that.
Oh no!
Why would I do that?
Oh no! Oh,
Speaking of which, I did leave that in the last episode. I need to cut out, so I'm glad I didn't upload it because you sent me all that stuff late.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it after this, but.
Yeah, but when I think about conspiracies are like hidden, my point is that when I try to like give credence to a conspiracy, it's like to what end would this be covered up? Like you could find a reason why the U.S. government would orchestrate 9/11 or kill JFK or something like that, or hide UFOs. I can understand why, but to the point.
You understand the UFO,
yes.
The UFO thing. You understand the JFK thing. Yes. So there are stuff that does make sense.
Yeah, but to the point of like the Earth being flat. In what way does the government hiding that give them power over us?
Well, I mean, it's the Jews. That's
right.
What I don't know the exact like A to B, but that's what they say.
So this is making sense.
Like when you put fluoride in the water.
And to be clear, I don't believe the Earth is flat. I'm saying that's what people believe.
I don't think the Earth is flat, and I think that's a big leap. But there are a lot of things that connect these ancient civilizations that are unexplained.
Right. But to hide the existence of the Jotunheim, of the giant, like to say that there were once
the
a race,
Nephilim, but that's
to the Nephilim or the giants or whatever, it would be like, to what end does covering this up? Does it like negate our connection to the stars or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and this is definitely a leap.
Yeah.
And again, I don't walk around with this like pinging around in my brain, but it is my half A button press where it is always sitting in there, and it is a service for me to walk around and thinking like, which I don't do a good job of.
Half A button press was correct.
That's what he wanted me to tell you. You're retarded. And why would I? He wanted me to tell you you're wrong. But it does serve for me to understand that I don't understand the world, and that's kind of how it does affect my life. Where it's like, we all fucking know everything.
We all have our own thing. I have my half A button press. You have the Earth is flat.
The Earth is not. I didn't say the Earth is flat, but yeah.
But like
And
fine, it's over.
I know I heard your
Everyone
bit.
had to be funnier than my bit.
I heard
Well,
you
also,
talk
once
over.
they
Stepped on
think
your
about
bit, I'm
how
sorry.
often.
Here, we'll redo it and cut it back in.
Yeah, I had to have the A button press. You had to have the pyramids are for energy.
We make all these jokes just for us, and they get cut out.
Okay. All right. Good. Very good. All right. We wish him well.
It does serve to just understand that you don't fully know everything. But the current theory that why you would hide all of this is that this is aliens.
Right.
But it is that these things are interdimensional, all these things that people couldn't understand, or they're just advanced technologies, and that the way that everything works is really through consciousness and the fact that we're all exist on a plane, right? So you could technically contact aliens through your consciousness if you really sat and meditated and did all this stuff, and like that's how they really DMT, ayahuasca, all these things where people reportedly like talk to aliens or do enter a different dimension. It's always through their consciousness, not like yelling out into space.
Right.
So the idea that you have more power individually than you think would be something that I think people would hide. And I don't know. Stephen Greer is a guy that to look up. He might be full of shit. He has been right about a lot of stuff, alien-wise. But his whole thing is that, all these alien spacecraft, like most of the alien spacecrafts and the abductions that you've seen are actually from the government. They've back-engineered a lot of this stuff, and they're doing these things to create a power structure where you're scared or you think the world's much bigger than it is, but it's really just the people controlling you. So it's all just control stuff. Now, again, do I walk around thinking there were giants and underneath
there was a
the
big
pyramids?
footprint in the mud. One of my favorites
Sasquatch.
is when
I don't walk around thinking that, but I do think there's a ton of unexplained stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that that's a fun thing to dive into, just to I don't know.
But also, I think about how much people will AI or Photoshop, fake appearances of Christ or whatever that they do nowadays. Probably back then, like thousands of years ago, there was a guy assembling a bunch of fake bones to look like a dragon to also scam people.
Yeah.
Because people don't really change after all these times.
Of course.
There was probably a guy who was like, oh, well, he got caught fucking someone else's wife, and then he had to be like, actually, it was a spiritual entity that you saw.
There's a guy who was fucking a cow.
Yeah. Wow, it's a centaur. Yeah.
I'm still a virgin. Yeah. No, Joseph.
Yeah. And also, every time the government seems to release information about UFOs or Area 51, it always seems to coincide with big Epstein news.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Like a couple weeks ago, Obama came out of the wood. They unthawed him out to be like, oh, yeah, I saw some crazy stuff about UFOs.
They pulled him out of his jazz troupe.
Yeah.
Obama seems like he would do improv.
Yes,
just as a thing. But I do think we have people now, like everyone creates idols. We have people now bashing their face with hammers because of clavicular.
Yeah.
Like people are retarded. We as a society are so infantile that we think we know everything. But yeah. But I want to talk about your mom.
Okay.
Can you? Will she get mad?
No, go ahead. She doesn't have internet access.
I thought she was like a habitual watcher of your stuff.
But we just left her in the forest in Arkansas somewhere, and so now who knows? She might not even still be alive.
Is that where she lives now in Arkansas?
Yeah, we just kind of left her in a ditch somewhere. But
is she really in the woods in like Arkansas?
My sister got married, then she moved to Arkansas with her husband, and then they brought my mom along, and now she's got her own little apartment somewhere in like a town with 200 people.
Oh, wow.
All white, so she can be happy.
How'd she get to the flat Earth thing? And does she think she talks to Jesus?
I think she just got lonely and schizophrenic, and then started watching YouTube videos. And then she's of the age where she doesn't realize that you can lie on the internet, and all this flat Earth stuff. And it was about suppressing our inner light and our power and whatnot. And so that's if they can make you believe. her main reasoning was if they can make you believe this, then they can make you believe other things. So by getting you to surrender to the to be a globe head.
Is that a term?
Yeah. You'll be if you're dumb enough to be a globe head, that they can then control you. With
does globe head mean Jew or goy?
No, it's a goy. Yeah, it's goy.
Yeah. Lucas Arnold's got a bit of a globe head.
A globe head is a person who subscribes to the false globe-shaped theory.
Wow.
And then the idea is that if they can get you to believe that, then you'll pay your taxes and obey. Yeah.
There's a bunch of different control stuff, but it's like it's so much easily to be like. It's easier to be like, all these movies about Russians and the United States being bad guys or good guys and bad guys are all CIA ops. It doesn't have to be the world is flat.
Yeah. I was just watching this movie. It was on Amazon, and it was such it's with Jim from The Office.
Oh, yeah.
And he
Jack
plays
Reacher or whatever?
Jack Ryan, right. Well, Jack Reacher's also, that's a good show, though. But that show's just like, what if there was just like a really big guy? And
Did you see him beat the shit out of that guy?
Yeah, in real life. yeah.
Some guy he was like zipping on his motorcycle in his neighbor. Have you seen it? He was zipping on his motorcycle in the neighborhood, and some neighbor told him to fucking stop doing that. He just fucking kicked his ass. He got off his motorcycle and just like threw the guy into his own lawn.
But Jack Ryan is a forensic accountant for the CIA or something. But then he also goes on Action Man adventures, and so it's Jim from The Office. And there's a movie that just came out, but then they had the show on Amazon where there's a part where they're looking for this woman, and the only person who knows where she is this like Turkish sex trafficker, and he'll tell them, but only if they pay him, right? And so the main CIA guy's like, all right, just give him the fucking money. We need to find this woman to catch this terrorist. And Jim from The Office just goes, oh, we can't fund this. It's like, we can't give American taxpayer dollars to a human trafficker. It's like, bro, you work for the CIA. You probably got him that job in the first place. Like,
well, that show is funded by like that's Project Mockingbird, right?
It's all of it, for sure.
So it was like your job at the CIA is figuring out how to put poison in baby formula. Like I just can't support this. There has to be another way. You just go, is this really a moral dilemma for the CIA to give a sex trafficker like $10,000?
Yeah.
Have you seen the video? Do you ever watch any of those guys, the CIA guys who do the rounds on podcasts?
I don't.
Like the Filipino guy or whatever. The
one with the glasses? Well, there's one with the big hair.
Yeah, I think that's him.
That guy, he tried to get on Rogan, and Rogan was like, you're still in the CIA. I'm not fucking having you on. And he went on Sean Ryan. He's like, I won't have him on.
But he'll have on Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson's a based guy. Yeah. Tucker Carlson's making good pivots.
Yeah.
You don't like the Tucker Carlson's an op theory?
I think him and Nick Fuentes obviously serve some kind of like controlled opposition situation. I don't think they'd ever let anyone. I do think I think Charlie Kirk was some kind of. There's a reason he's dead. That's all I'm saying.
He's like, hey, I don't think Israel should tell us what we should say. And executed.
That's what happened to JFK.
Yeah.
They were about to release a bunch of JFK files, and the CIA came to Tulsi's office and took them all. And then they were like, oh, it didn't happen. Like, literally, Fox did a story on it and then deleted it.
Yeah. Project Operation Northwood was the CIA.
Which one was that?
That's where the CIA wanted to to kill a bunch of civilians in Florida and then blame Cuba.
Yes.
So that we could then go in and fuck up Cuba. And JFK was like, no.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to disband or defund the CIA, and then
and AIPAC.
Yeah. And then he mysteriously. Well, I don't know about AIPAC, but JFK. Did Israel even exist back then?
I don't know if it was AIPAC, but it was like it was one of their funding, like the political situation.
Yeah, and
he
then
wanted
JFK
to disband it
mysteriously, and then they assassinated the assassin.
Yeah,
cleaned up loose ends there.
The Jack Ruby.
Yes.
But all these, I do watch.
I went to the museum last week.
Which one?
The sixth floor museum.
You were in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was it? Was it just like a view?
Did you solve it?
Yeah. there was legit one guy who was taking because they had like paintings up. Here's the political climate at the time. Here's the window. Here's that, and there was one whole thing for conspiracies and like describing all the conspiracies. And there was a guy taking pictures of the conspiracy thing to like he was gonna solve it.
Yeah. Like, have you ever seen Jesse Ventura's 9/11 documentary?
Oh, yeah.
Where he goes to ground zero.
Thermite paint.
Yeah, he goes to ground zero looking for clues in like 2011. And then security shows up and they're like, I'm sorry, you don't have like a permit to film here. And he's just like, what are they hiding?
He just like turns into like David Blaine Street Magic.
Yeah.
That is incredible content, though. Like you go in knowing that you're gonna get kicked out and be like, you see?
That's what he did. He did the same thing. He went to some. It's the There's an island that they do like people say they do experiments on, and he literally went on a boat, got halfway there, and they told him they're like, no, you can't come here.
Yeah, like,
everyone knows you can't come here, and he's like, see, you're not allowed.
Oh yeah, this Coast Guard boat's definitely following us. Okay, yeah. What do they think you're gonna do? We got the Coast Guard behind us. We got these guys there. What the hell? I used to be a governor. What do they think I am? A terrorist?
You mean Guantanamo doesn't take walk-ins?
He rules. Also, shout out Jesse Ventura, like basically the first major presidential candidate to call it a genocide.
Jesse Ventura has had some base moments.
And I saw him speak when I was in college.
You saw him speak?
Yeah.
Jesse the Mind Ventura?
Yeah.
The Mind.
Yeah. That's what
he's still got a boa?
Yeah, that's what he goes by now instead of the body.
For real?
Yeah, instead of the
that
body,
rules.
he's the mind.
Jesse the Hair Ventura.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him and unfortunately in college I went to a Gary Johnson rally.
And he was there with Gary Johnson.
He was there because they had he was one of the libertarian speakers, and he ruled. He was talking about how he took the train here from like some very far away state because he did not consent to the rape of the TSA.
I live down in the Baja. I'm in Mexico.
And then he sued a dead guy's wife.
The insurance company paid it.
Okay.
It didn't have to do with him.
Well,
I know.
Yeah, he's like, Chris Kyle didn't beat me up.
He said he hit me in a bar. Yeah. That never happened. There's a great video of him on. There's two great videos. One on him on Piers Morgan trying to play the video of this like British. The BBC was reporting Tower 7 had fallen 20 minutes before it actually did.
Yeah.
And Piers Morgan's like, he starts defending the BBC instead of what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And they cut to commercial. There's also a really good one of him on
Jim Norton.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's the best one.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Jess.
Governor.
You always just sulk and walk away. Why?
No,
you
I'm
put
not.
words in my
Hey,
mouth.
there's a fucking guy here telling me I got a schedule, asshole.
You're using dirty language, asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Bye, tough guy.
Bye, tough guy.
And thanks for your service to our country.
You're welcome. Thanks for touching me with your fucking stupid riff-raff fucking Rocky Horror hairdo.
He gets up Jim Norton's ass, and Jim Norton just lights him on fire. He's like, "Yeah, your stupid riff-raff hairdo," and then he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he's like, I thought he was gonna hit him.
I thought he was too. I mean, he stood over him and like menacingly. But that guy's also like a Navy SEAL badass. Like there is some stuff that he knows. But I watch all that stuff right now. I'm you know, Robert O'Neill, the Osama bin Laden, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know. That's surprising that you follow.
Well, first of all, every week a new guy comes out and says he's the one that shot Osama bin Laden, and it's like you're not the people who did it, SEAL Team 6 or whatever. Whoever did it was like you weren't supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it is all the SEAL Team 6 guys who are doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, but they all have a book deal where they're the guy that got the kill shot or whatever.
Yeah.
But.
What's like that? And the lone survivor guy, Marcus Luttrell, he came out and said, he goes, "Yeah, I got back, and then the fucking government like handed me a book and told me that I was going on a press tour."
Oh shit!
He did interviews for years talking about like how he wrote it and all this stuff, and then he eventually was just like, "I didn't have shit to do with that. They just told me that this was my book." And it's like anything that I'm so skeptical of anything the government or anybody affiliated with the government or anything that makes the U.S. look good.
Well, they straight up do
real.
like for Michael Bay movies. They give you like a discount on the helicopters and tanks if you make the military look good in your movie.
Really?
Yeah. Like so, if you present the military in a positive light, you either get them for free or you get it way cheaper to have like the Black Hawk helicopters and shit.
Yeah.
So.
And that guy loves the partnership. Also, I can't remember which brand it was, but something like all the cars in the movie are Ford because they have like a big
probably
deal.
Transformers movie, I assume.
I love that type of stuff too. Like I think it was like also with the NBA, Blake Griffin won. I think it was Woody wanted to dunk over a Lambo. It was like some kind of really nice car, but because the NBA had a partnership deal with Kia, he had to dunk over a Kia.
Just like a little sedan, yeah. It's like I think I could do that.
Oh man, yeah. The NFL just switched from Uncrustables to jams. I swear to God, I just saw a paid advertisement on this. Do you ever follow any I follow some really good accounts on Instagram that are like explaining like documentary things, and every now and again it's like, well, the they switched from Uncrustables, and it's like a carousel of like crustless peanut butter and jellies, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I just don't. I don't believe anything. I think your mom's got the right idea.
Yeah, I think to move out and live in the woods, and then.
Have you read the Unabomber's manifesto?
I've not.
I do. I kind
I
of.
have it on my Kindle.
You read it before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Also very funny. Like, oh, you see this in the manifesto on your Amazon device?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Jeff Bezos is based now. He's all fucking yoked with a hot girlfriend talking about how poor people shouldn't pay taxes.
It is crazy to be the richest guy in the world and like cheat on your wife, but like her best friend. That's it. Like
he married her best friend. That's who the girl is.
It was his Mackenzie's best friend.
I don't know them by first name.
No, it was his ex-wife's best friend.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Well,
he didn't even go for like a young girl or something. I mean, she is hot, his new wife for sure. But that he just had to be a piece of shit in the way that anyone could have been a piece of shit.
I know a guy who would do that. But that's like the most she must have really pissed him off.
Yeah. Well, that's also, I mean, that's more of a betrayal of the friend, I feel.
Yeah, for sure.
that you would do that to your supposed friend or whatever, just fuck her ex-husband.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, I think he left. I don't think it was ex-husband either. I think it was like
well, I mean, the new wife to Mackenzie Bezos.
Yeah.
Formerly Mackenzie.
But I think it was a cheating situation. They were current. Yeah.
Did you see he said he wants poor people to not pay taxes?
To what end? In exchange for a shift at the Amazon house?
I think in exchange for not putting him in a guillotine at some point. I think he's trying to barter for his life.
He was saying that he pays his fair share of taxes.
He was saying he pays his fair share, and he said that he was trying to explain that most of the taxes come from rich people, and the bottom, like whatever percent, don't really. He's like, they don't really pay taxes anyway when you think about it. Yeah. But I think he was just trying. It's PR.
Yes.
He just says stuff.
Yeah. So is he gonna use his influence to enact policy change to benefit Americans, or is he just?
Yeah, I mean that's also the big problem now too. Is that you used to have this issue too. I mean taxes were higher and that did matter, but also rich people used to invest in society, but now they don't do that anymore. They just like let's go to space or like.
Yeah.
We need like a Medici class to come back and commission, but instead of like Michelangelo or Rodin, it's me writing. Like, okay, one time Pat hired me to write a like roast for a birthday party for these like billionaires in Texas. This guy's birthday party, and then they gave us all the information or whatever, but I wasn't gonna perform. I was writing jokes for the guy's friend to do, who I've never met and never heard, and he's not like a famous billionaire. He's just like, I don't even know if he was a billionaire. I think he was just like a multimillionaire, like some Texas some Texas rich guy, right? And it's like, wow, you can't even have your friends bullshit with you at your birthday party. Yeah. You had to hire people. I get you want to have like good jokes or whatever, but it's like the whole point of this.
Or at the very least, you guys should have worked together on it.
Yeah. Yeah, they gave me just like
you'd be tightening up things he wanted to say.
Exactly, but it was like these people just wanted to toss some money out there.
And terrible decision too, because he's probably gonna bomb if you're not writing intimately, knowing how he speaks.
Yeah, and also not a performer, and it's not like a writing staff or a comedian like they have on these roasts. It was just a guy telling me about his friend who was bad at baseball in college. And I'm supposed to be like, remember that time when we were playing we were playing baseball together?
Remember Squeaks?
Yeah.
I don't. What do you think about? Because I always think about that when people steal jokes. I go, what are you getting out of this?
Yeah. Well,
it's like you got the laugh, but you didn't come up. Like, you're not funny.
Right. But that's all they really care about, I guess. Where it's like the people who would use AI to write or to joke steal back before that.
Some of the most famous comedians of all time have had writers.
Yeah. Well, there's difference between having a staff of writers that you pay with the express purpose of using the material that they write, and then taking someone's joke without their permission.
I mean, there's a difference ethically, but you could see how you could, if all you want is the accolades
but a lot of people,
and the recognition.
A lot of the most famous comedians that have had writers built them something. They built a voice that writers can use because they know someone's voice. But just to take something or to start off.
And also for like roast, for example, at the Netflix or Comedy Central level, where like these are one-off things that you're doing, and while you're like a touring comic or you're on a TV show or whatever. So I could understand you actually like don't have the time to write a brand new 15 minutes of material for a one-time show that you're going to do. So, and that's what the, staff of writers is for. And, but like the people who steal jokes are the people who use AI and stuff, or just like replace one-liners with whatever different racial stereotype for the particular. You look like X fucked Y or blah blah blah. It's more about like being perceived as funny than being funny.
But when you're laying in bed,
Right. Well, that's the lack of shame, I guess, is if you just don't care.
What if you were writing for somebody and then you asked somebody for jokes and then they gave you stolen jokes?
Oh yeah.
Or what if that didn't happen?
Yeah. Or if you just said that's what happened when you got caught.
Yeah.
What if this would be a very easy thing to provide proof of, and when people asked for it, instead of just telling people you had proof when you didn't?
John's taking a sip of water. He can't talk right now.
And then you tell people you showed someone this proof and you didn't, but they're not going to ask you to also see the proof. They're going to be like, oh my God, that's fucked up. Why didn't he act on the proof that you showed him when you didn't show it to him? Because it's not real. Anyone who actually spoke to him and saw what you showed him agrees with him. Then what would you do?
The real ones know what this is about.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Discord.
I haven't checked in on the Discord in a long time. I put a poll that said, "Are women funny?" and then I just never opened it again.
That was a different Discord, by the way.
Okay.
That's art.
Yeah. I just tossed a grenade in there and then deleted it.
I support that.
Discord off my phone.
Have you battled Andrew? When's the last time you battled Andrew? I know you guys have, right?
They battled twice, and they battled once here at the end of the year, and it sucked. It was like there were only 3 people in the audience. I mean, you guys had great jokes, but it was just nobody came to the show. And then you guys had one at New York Comedy Club that was incredible, but they lost the tape because it was New York Comedy Club. Yeah.
Which was... And now Roast Battle at New York Comedy Club is thriving.
Yeah.
Imploded, dude. Well, they gave it to an Indian guy.
Yeah.
A full Indian.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
Well, he booked me like 4 months in advance and then said, actually, never mind, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I think Emilio just got tired of it.
It was, it just wasn't
not like
doing
that,
well,
but like he didn't care. He stopped caring about the show.
Well, he got divorced, and that changed his life a lot.
He got divorced, and now she runs the show here. They do sell out, Ankar's show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you, Dan and Manning are the best, literally the best in the city.
Oh, shucks.
City?
In the world, really.
In the nation.
Yeah, you're right. Watch your fucking whore mouth.
Sorry. Underneath the
universe.
Including underneath the pyramids, I know.
Anyone who has ever lived.
For the pyramids, who built it then? The aliens?
I don't know who built it. I assume there are civilizations that existed.
The giants, John.
Right,
before. They're called the Nephilim.
Well, I was.
They're called the Nephilim, and again, if you go into ancient civilizations, there are depictions of people that are bigger than normal people.
I thought Nephilim were half angels, half humans.
Some people say that there's alien aircraft that look like humans with wings that exist.
Is that the Nazca
lines?
lines?
That's what they say.
Yeah.
I don't know what the name of them are.
Okay.
Some people say it's a Bondo ape, which is like an ape that used to walk on 2 feet that was like much bigger. That's what people say that get. Well, Bondo ape's a real thing. That's that's just like a thing. But people say that's what Sasquatches got confused for. A lot of it is interdimensional stuff, they assume.
Right.
But I don't know who built the pyramids. It's just if you look at like the outside used to be limestone. How they would get all that stuff there still is unsolved.
Mm-hmm.
How they would build it is unsolved. And why the chambers? They're supposed to be tombs, but I don't think they've ever found anybody in a pyramid.
I don't know about that. Don't they have the?
I'm pretty positive.
The tomb of the pharaoh was in the pyramid, I would imagine.
I don't think so.
Because I know there was like interesting hallways and things and like booby traps to stop grave robbers.
Yeah. Well, I don't know booby traps. I think all that's Indiana Jones shit. For real.
Yeah.
But they've done LiDAR, which is a thing. Do you know what LiDAR is?
Yeah.
So they've done that in the Amazon, and there are a bunch of different structures. The Amazon's man-made. Like the soil, the composition in the Amazon includes these things that like you would burn. When you burn something down, it's soot, but it's man-made stuff that it helps with fertilization. And underneath those are these square structures kind of like a grid pattern underneath the Amazon, which is supposed to be.
I guess so. My
So there's
not that I'm refuting this, but I would say
No,
like
these are
if,
just things that
if
exist.
this is
I don't know how to jam it all together into a
Penn
thing
and
where the
Teller
world's
talk
flat.
about this, where they have a great where they have this trick where they shoot a bullet at each other. They sign the bullet and they never cross the stage and they shoot it at each other, right? And it's like their main trick, and they catch it in their mouths. And they go, people come up to them all the time and try to figure out how they do this trick and blah 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 blah.
They just have 2 bullets.
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but the point is that it's like this is their main big trick, right? And they go, even if someone were to figure out exactly how we do this, we would never tell you, right? So it's like the fact that they're talking, they had that show Bullshit a while back where they were talking about Area 51, and the point of it is by virtue of even the fact that we know that Area 51 is a place means they're probably not hiding aliens there.
Yeah,
you know,
sure,
right? So I guess it's like. When you have the the ancient circuitry carved into the dirt in the Amazon or whatever that powers teleportation devices, or I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but like
I don't think it's a Rick and Morty
right,
situation.
where it turns out that there's ancient batteries and things that power the Stargate, right? The government doesn't want us to know, but then also I can find a YouTube video about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's fair, but also there's stuff as like. I mean, I think the disinformation campaigns, I mean, it works.
Right.
It works when you bring up something legitimate.
Also,
yeah, right. I mean, Alex Jones was talking about Epstein forever ago.
Yes.
And people thought they just let him do it because it's like, hey, you sound like a kook.
Right.
Yeah.
But then when it's real, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
And the frogs gay thing, it's atrazine.
That was true, yeah.
That is also true.
That was actual true, yeah.
So it's like people, you know, there are things that people just let exist. Now, does anyone have the answers of why this is all going on?
Yeah.
That's an insane thing to
Also,
claim.
I'm a little skeptical of Penn and Teller's libertarian bullshit, just to put that out there.
That was a great show.
There was
that was a good show.
Yeah, but if you're like, I think it's a lot of that type of thing where you don't really know a lot about the subject matter, so what they're saying sounds really novel where it's not. Like, I watched an episode on the ADA, like the American Disabilities Act, and they have the disabled guy, he pulls up to a drive-through ATM. He's like, they have Braille on the drive-through ATM. That's ridiculous. This is overreach, right? And they're playing it like to make fun of it. Yeah. And like, if you think about it for like literally 30 seconds, like they probably just print all this stuff on every ATM they put anywhere.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to make a special non-Braille keypad for the drive-up ATM.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think that that's untrue. I don't purport to have the answers. I just don't think. I don't know. It's just interesting. It's a thought exercise and understanding that like you shouldn't just trust everything everyone tells
absolutely,
you, especially the government.
Yeah, but I think also especially people who are telling you everything's bullshit.
No intact pharaoh mummies have ever been discovered in the original pyramid tombs.
Oh, so where the fuck was King Tut? Where'd they find him? Just on a ditch somewhere?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where did the elites find a child?
Yeah.
Is what you're asking?
Yes.
Do you want to get anything in roast battle? I mean, this is fun.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
everybody who was excited to have John on wanted to know like his writing process.
Oh, sorry.
How he became
No,
a writer.
but this is awesome.
I think that we decided to show, not tell, and we dive deep into the mind of John Ajodah, and everyone can see how he processes things.
Mind.
And if you really want to understand how you write a joke like John, you have to understand how he processes the world. He's thinking about things on a deeper level, as you can see. He's not just going for that easy, like, if you're here, or like like, let's wrap this up. So, you know.
He just got Minima now playing in his head.
Yeah.
Can I do as when you develop the character?
Yeah.
Because most people start off comedy trying to be likable.
Right.
But you definitely have a thing that not many people can pull off. We talk about it with CJ.
Yeah.
CJ will try to roast, and he'll call me with jokes, and I'm like, you cannot get away with saying this.
Right.
Do not say it.
Yeah, CJ's like a handsome, buff white guy.
Sure.
Right. I'm a scrawny, kind of creepy looking Indian dude. And so I think, first of all, I would be casted as a non-heroic character in a movie, right?
Sure.
So I think I come off that way also, but physically unthreatening. Also. So when I talk about, like, this is something I've been struggling with my regular stand-up, is that when I started, when I was like 20 years old and like clearly like a kid, talking about like beating my wife and fighting, punching lesbians at the women's rally was, like, that was funny because people realize I'm clearly fucking around, right? They know, like, oh, this is just the ain't I a stinker of this whole thing. Now that I'm 30 or 29, I'm going to be 30. I'm 29 and a half. They
Congrats.
if I talk about like beating my wife or like or fucking kids or whatever, it becomes more of a, oh, he kind of actually means that. You know what I mean? So that's something I've had to actually start changing in this roast. You could still get away with
You
that.
should try incorporating a bounce or a twitch.
Yeah. But now that I'm like older and I've gotten kind of fat in the face, like talking about being a child molester or hitting women starts to feel a little bit less jokey.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it like no matter how good your writing is or how good you deliver it, there is the way that you are perceived.
Yeah.
Which does affect this.
Yeah,
so,
you gotta be fun.
Well,
CJ is not fun.
He doesn't. He's just trying to be me. He just. Yeah, he's
not
not having
having
fun.
fun.
He's
Yeah.
not having fun. Yeah.
But for CJ, with,
But I think he could
I
lean
want to
in.
make it a referendum on CJ.
Yeah, no.
I
First
do.
of all, he sucks and he should quit comedy. No. But just like he is perceived as like when he says something racist, it comes off as not I'm busting balls with my friends. It's I'm a neo-Nazi, which is bad. Which is bad to be. So like me, I think I have a more villainous vibe that I can lean into.
But you're having fun.
Right.
Like that's such a key difference. When you're doing that, you're being so fun.
But I also like I said before, like I can have fun doing that in roast battle, but when I do regular stand up with that same kind of material, it's been bombing more the older I get. So you do have to like change and realize how you're being perceived, because that was a real struggle for me like a year or two ago when I was like, man, my hating women material isn't getting laughs anymore. What happened? So
thanks a lot, Trump.
Yeah. It's because of woke.
You sure?
It's like,
And is it word for word the same beats, or are you like it's not possible your intro has changed?
No, I don't think so. I think
Gotcha.
it's,
Or you're doing it earlier in the set, or like later, or like that
not
sort
really.
of thing.
I think people just it's like, oh, this guy actually means
Also, is
this.
it possible you're doing more shows than
what
you
are
were
you
a few
doing
years ago, and these are like kind of mic bits?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, what are you doing to correct it? What was it? Was there an active thing you started doing in your stand-up to like kind of
I
address
think
it?
I'm changing the material now to where it's like now I'm like a real adult. I'm not perceived as like a kid
Now
anymore.
John's stuff is I love women.
Yeah, now it's all I love women.
You can still do that type of joke, but it has to be more thoughtful.
Yeah, I think so. And then also I'm just changing it more because I don't know. Yeah, like the rape jokes and things like that in a stand-up context.
And also,
people are kind of getting like.
Well, also, and you do just gotta be real, and you gotta speak to people's intelligence. Like I think a good example of this is when you battled Irina and you did open on 2 jokes about her OnlyFans. Like nobody thinks Irina has a real OnlyFans. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like you want people to buy into a bit that there's too much suspension of disbelief.
Yeah. And so it's also, you get older and you change and you got to evolve in a little bit with roast. It's the same thing. But for me, like what inspired the character of like being unlikable.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, people enjoy like a villain in the first place for a plot line, like in a pro wrestling or just like
you're saying
a story.
You're inspired by Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, a real diabolical mind. But I've always liked like growing up and stuff. I try to take from comic books and anime and stuff. I've always basically take the vibe of that, where I think it's funny to do something unserious with the utmost seriousness.
My God, bro, you're preaching. Yes, I love. That's why I love parodies so much.
Right.
Something that's like the thing we were
like with
watching
Airplane
before.
or something. Yeah.
Which is something that's so beautifully
specifically with
shot, edited, well thought out, but the context is
stupid.
Is nonsense. It's like, it's beautiful.
You know, with the original with Airplane, there was an argument between the director and the studio where they wanted him to cast like Chevy Chase and comedy actors. He's like, no, we have to cast serious actors. So it's going to make it hit so much harder.
Right.
That's
so
why
I think
The
when I
Office
like
is
come
great.
on stage and like this roast battle is a life or death career making opportunity for me.
Yeah.
Is how I try to like approach it with like too much gravitas for the situation. I think makes it funnier when I'm telling people to kill themselves.
Yeah.
I do love that. There's a couple stories where like Jackie, who I love, Jacqueline Laura Edwards, you made her cry one time. When you were judging, and afterwards she came over to me. I fucking hate that guy.
I
didn't. She was so upset, and I kept being like, because I know Jackie, so I served with her at the cellar, and like we're close, And I was like, go talk to. I was like, John is the sweetest guy.
I didn't know that. Oh man,
He's one of the nicest guys I know. Like, you're not that guy at all. You have like a beautiful relationship that you dote on, and like you're just a smart, intentional.
Oh well, fuck her.
Great guy. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
But I was like, go talk to him. No, she was just upset.
Okay.
You called her fat or something. I got her.
Okay, well.
Well, I know.
Yeah, she used to get.
Well, it's a
very,
roast
she would
battle.
get very insensitive about that stuff. Yeah,
Well,
very
it's a
sensitive.
girl.
Yeah.
It's
well,
a young
yeah.
girl just getting into roast battle.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your feelings hurt a few times.
Yeah.
I've gotten my feelings hurt.
My bad. I apologize.
Well, it's just the dichotomy of who you actually are versus the character I find.
Yeah,
I
and we
find
all love
interesting.
Jacqueline. Yeah.
Yeah, Jack's the best.
Yeah.
And she's very funny
If
too.
you really love Jacqueline, you should check out.
Sorry, what were we talking
John,
about?
how do you feel about Sky Turns Purple?
I think he's a dedicated fan, and I think we should appreciate him. I think he's a good.
What are you trying to get his vote?
Yeah, he comments on all my YouTube videos, which is very nice, and it's nice. It's better than. Listen, I think he's a crazy retard, but it's nice that somebody cares. It's nice to be. It's nice that someone watches your stuff. So whatever he's doing, I end up managing a T-Mobile store or whatever he does. I'm glad.
He called you a manager, Sky.
Yeah, Sky Turns Purple Photography. He's got the photos, not my style.
It's so funny that his have you seen his like feed? It's all like these beautiful photography and then like one video of Comedy Fight Club.
He sent me that. And no one like gave a shit. And it was just like some mentally ill woman at Comedy Fight Club.
Yeah.
No, he's
Can
great.
you believe that? A mentally ill person at Comedy Fight Club?
Yeah.
John, what are your real unfiltered opinions on Jack Weiler?
Oh yeah, I don't. People like comment on shit. It's like I barely know him.
Who's Jack Weiler?
He was the guy I went off on the.
Oh yeah,
ship.
Napoleon.
Yeah, I mean he's a good guy. He's a funny comic. But the reason why I like went in for that one was because Moses and Pat did a thing where they talk about how every time I go to a big stage, I always play it safe, and I was like, and then they called me Bronze Ajodah, which is like a tough name because I came in third at the Netflix thing.
Yeah.
But that is a great nickname. I actually do like it. But it's anyway. So I just wanted to like make a big clip.
That's not why they call you Bronze Ajodah.
No, it's because of my golden skin. But yeah, no, I like Jack. He's a good comic. It was just like it doesn't matter who it was. It could have been anybody. I was gonna be like I was gonna do the Lucas Arnold bit that I did again because I figured that's what people like to see.
I still love that clip.
Yeah. So people like to see that, so I just did it again, and then I'm sorry that Jack had to be like the brunt of it.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you
well,
know.
Sometimes that's what you get. What about the guy who stole your joke?
Yeah,
What
okay.
about Napoleon Dynamite?
For the folks at home, there's a alt-right Napoleon Dynamite, adult Napoleon Dynamite impersonator, where the character is that he's a drunk loser, which may be some level of irony to it. But anyway, I just posted this reel, like walking home from work, because Instagram only plays front-facing videos, shitting on Israel. And the joke was that all this money goes to ICE when it could be better used going to Israel. And then this guy posted in character as alcoholic, depressed adult Napoleon Dynamite doing the same joke. And then he does it. He's got like 2 million followers. And then he does it again. But instead of ICE, he says Ukraine. And you could tell by the video he's in the shirt he's wearing and the lighting, it's in the same
He's
backyard.
just walking around in a circle.
Yeah, or you mean
Yeah,
instead of
good.
Israel, he says Ukraine.
Yeah. No, instead of ICE to Israel, he does that, and then he does, instead of Ukraine to Israel, all the money that goes to Ukraine, we could give it to Israel. Anyway, point being, I messaged him to be like, hey, because I know his thing says he does a lot of like cameos and stuff. So I said, hey man, like, I don't know if someone sent you like a cameo video and told you to read the script or whatever, but this is like a word for word post a copy of my video, and he just never responded. I assume he never saw it because he's got so many followers that he just like went to the message requests or whatever. So I waited about a month to give him the chance to see it, and then I posted this thing where he's like ripping off his own rip off of my video where he just replaced ICE with Ukraine. And Okay, this is not the most original premise in the world. Our taxpayer dollars go to Israel. Everyone knows, right? As a joke. First of all, it's true.
It was word for word.
But like the pacing and the pauses and the words were exactly the same, except I said 75 billion and he said 50 billion. So it's legally distinct.
What if there was a level between? What if ChatGPT watched your video and then he got his thing from ChatGPT?
Oh, just to give him prompts or whatever? Yeah, I don't know. If that's the case, then I apologize. But it was just like, even the pacing and the timing and everything was right. And most of his videos, I didn't do like a whole expose, but he has like, just like, Mitch Hedberg one-liners and things like that where you swap a line out or two.
Does he tour?
He actually has a video where he goes on a date and is in love with Bad Bunny.
Okay, that's very funny. You could never. You'd have to learn how to edit.
Yeah.
But that was funny. Yeah,
thank you.
That was a great video. But yeah, the guy just does like street jokes as a alcoholic, depressed Napoleon Dynamite.
Well, it seems to me like a lot of these guys have these videos of them like walking around in their backyard doing front-facing videos. Most of his followers are because he looks like a doofus.
Yeah.
Because he ripped off another famous thing.
Yeah.
So it's like he ripped off a famous thing, built an identity around that, and then he rips off other people's jokes. It's like this is a guy just fumbling for material to be like, I'm creative.
Yeah.
That's gross to me. I hate
and then there's a very famous tweet that he's got out where he's like, I cannot get booked because of all the woke bookers in Nebraska or Montana or wherever the fuck he is. He's just like, I'm not sure. It might be ironic where he's he's doing a character, but he's just like the woke bookers of Montana won't put me on their comedy clubs.
That's the trifecta of like fame running is like trying to look like a celebrity from like an impersonator guy, a guy complaining about the left, like politics, and being like, I can't get booked, and a guy stealing jokes, a political joke, from somebody else. It's just like that. What an asshole! I made the recommendation too when we talked about it that you get a cameo from him.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I still think we do that.
Yeah, I got a weasel. I got to figure out how to. But I mean, we video.
Should get one. We should get one for the podcast.
We could just cameo trick people into the same shit.
Fuck cameo. Let's cut out the middleman. Just Venmo me, and I'll record saying anything.
Have you seen like the cameo ads where they get like?
Wait, Scott just sent me $10. Okay, the pyramids for energy.
That's how you have one for